Hello everyone, I am PyroFalkon and this is Hardspace Shipbreaker. One of the best parts about this game is that I can play it when I'm sick, and I am sick right now. It is 81 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I'll put the Celsius calculation on the screen, and I am cold. I'm very cold, so I probably have a fever or something going on. I did yesterday too, but I feel a little bad today. But that's fine. Hardspace Shipbreaker is one of those games I could play on my deathbed because I enjoy it so much. This was the wrong file to load. One moment. There we go. I promise I'll have my shit together. Anyway, in the last episode, we finished a ship and we were given the right to train with level 2 reactors. My glasses don't want to stay where I want them to stay. So we're going to have to train on a ship that is going to tell us how to do that. It's pretty simple, to be perfectly honest. It's just, ooh, speed, yes. Let's get our speed up. But it is more dangerous and takes more prep work, so that's nothing we can't handle. So we're going to go to our training ship. And one of the advantages with the training ship, hot pyro pro tip, is you're not timed at first. So you could take, oh god, my face got all washed out because of the friggin' curtains. Ah! Stay. or don't. Yeah, and oh my god, I'm gonna have to close that window.
Time to extract your first class 2 reactor. This one's not quite as simple. Just pull it and barge it, right? Pretty straightforward. Well, I'm sure head office would rather the reactor was in one piece. Pulling this beast without proper prep is a sure way to print yourself a receipt for a new spare. Sure, prep. But you're on the clock, don't forget. As I was saying, like any reactor, it'll melt down as soon as it's disconnected from its housing. And these class 2s will melt down mighty quick unless you do two things first. First, release the connection to the thrusters. Second, remove the coolant from the ship's Environmental Control Unit, or ECU. Or just cut a hole, pull it, and barge it. Just make sure you clear an extraction route before doing anything, Cutter. Soon as you release the thrusters and mess with the ECU coolant, that reactor will enter a controlled meltdown. Oh, and if you're having trouble finding everything, try using the systems mode of your scanner.
Well, the real problem, aside from the curtain blowing against my head, is that I can't depressurize this, this room cleanly, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of fanciness. So, if you encounter a broken atmosphere regulator in the ship that is pre-broken, as this one is, you will still get maximum amount of money for sending it to the barge. However, it cannot be used to actually help your atmosphere problem, and that is where we are at right now. So I'm going to have to do a safe decompression in order to do everything I need to do, because I don't think there's going to be a way for me to get in to this next section. Let's see. Give me 1 second. The features that make this apartment very attractive to normal people make it very unattractive to YouTubers. Okay, so we have the airlock. I wanted to look at the objects. I want to see if there's an atmosphere regulator in the compartments, but it doesn't even really matter. I mean, at the end of the day, what I'm going to have to do is cut a hole and hope for the best, I think. Oh, wait, can I console? Or is that going to fuck everything up? Hold on, let me seal this room off, just in case something really bad happens. And then we'll open this door and we'll see what happens. That might cause a reaction. Yep. but that's okay, because there was nothing loose. You want to get any broken atmosphere regulators out of there first, though, because atmosphere regulators, from my experience, are the most fragile pieces of a ship, and they will very quickly fly around and smack you in the head if you're not careful, regardless of what else is going on. Okay, so, first step, in case you didn't hear Weaver there, we need to flush the thrusters. We can flush the thruster and handle the ECU in either order, but if I don't do this first, I tend to forget it. And the nice thing about flushing the thruster is you can then go outside, pull this thing out, and bin it for some decent money. But other than that, what we need to do is carefully make a big hole. And the bigger the hole, the better. So I'm going to try to... Why am I drifting so much? I'm drifting around a lot. So we're going to just cut this entire thing open and go from there. What I may have to do... Careful, Pyro. Don't hit that with your cutter. What I may have to do is pop the entire back off of the ship and go from there. Eventually we can get explosive charges. We don't have those yet, but those could help me kind of make a bigger hole much faster. But because I don't have them, I'm going to have to be a little bit more cautious here. Luckily, we have all the time in the world to do this. So, we just need to cut. And essentially what we're doing is we're going to take the butt of the ship off like a cap. You know, like a soda bottle cap. The reactor itself is in here. And these outer panels here can be removed safely. Like, that's fine. This is the reactor. So as soon as we pull that off, the countdown begins. Now, despite what was implied, I believe it doesn't take any longer or any shorter. It takes the same amount of time to melt down the ship at first, the reactor at first. However, you can extend the amount of time you have to barge it by being careful. And the whole thing is, the level 2 reactors are so big and so heavy that they're very hard to move. And therefore, if you don't take your time to properly extract it, then you may not have enough time to get it binned in the barge quickly enough. But after you do this enough times, it's really not a problem. So we're gonna... Oh, the thruster cap is the processor? I thought that was the barge for some reason. Alright, you go there. Yep. See, now the thruster here is separated and we can just pull it out. You can't do that unless you flush it first. That makes that super easy to bin. Where am I? Oh, God. Okay. I got somehow turned around in space. Alright. So now, this entire chunklet can probably come off with the right little motivation. And we just go bush, 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 bush. Come on, bush, bush harder. Alright. That is not bushing as hard as I thought it could bush. I mean, that's fine. We can still cut this a little bit more. As I level up my tool, my grapple will become stronger, and then I can bush a little bit harder. But I bet you the YouTube auto captions are picking that up as bush, as in the leafy thing that is smaller than a tree. Alright, so let's get that out of there. Did I not? Oh my god. There we go. This whole thing goes to the barge. Sure is. I think I meant to buy a new set of tethers when we got started today, but I forgot to. Okay. Got that. Alright, so now So this cap is off, so I can huck the cap over here. Like that. And should be able to just bush this a little bit. Or not. Oh man, I don't think I can cut this down anymore. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to tether it to the back wall. Just to get it out of the way right now. Yeah, with as slow as that is. Okay, now this panel is loose, so I think I can just huck that whole thing over there. Except it's going to bonk into the ship. Oh, no, got around it. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, so that's all we really need to do for the prep work. Sort of. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. There's still some prep to do. But that's the hardest bit of the prep. We now have a massive hole in the ship. So we can get these panels out of here. And the top section there that's purple is not part of the reactor, but it can't be moved until all the panels are out of the way. So what I like to do is I like to get all these panels out of the way first. Which, it makes this take a little longer, but it also makes it much, much safer to pull that level 2 reactor out of there. So there we go. So we've pulled all the panels out. So now this upper cap is completely loose, the mounting plate. And this thing is heavier than it looks. It doesn't want to move very much. So I always tethered the damn thing. Whoops.
Tether supply depleted.
Well, that's a problem. Because I don't want it to fall into the furnace, which it's going to. Okay, hold on. No. Oh boy. Stop. Come here, mounting plate. Okay. And now we bush. There we go. Alright, anyway, you can see at the bottom we have no numbers, meters. We can still die and still be injured, but oxygen and fuel are functionally infinite right now. Although our tethers are not, so we need to... Is this just because I boosted the speed and I'm... Whoops, not used to it yet? Because I feel a little bit more floaty than I usually do. What the hell happened here? You, get in the processor. Come on. Get in the processor. Go. Come on. Go. Stop hanging on. You need to be processed. Alright, there we go. Okay, so anyway, now that we've made this giant hole, the mounting plate is dealt with, the thruster is dealt with, so we have the Class 2 reactor here just sitting here. So the only thing left to do now is we need to flush the ECU. And flushing the ECU... I shouldn't even say flush. What we do with the ECU... Computer terminal? I can pull the computer terminal off of it? Since flippin' when? Maybe it doesn't matter because it's always been a barge. So, or it goes to the barge. I usually grab the whole thing. Alright, anyway, you pull this panel off, and then you have these coolant tanks, and you just pull them off. And I'm not going to collect them yet, because as soon as I pull them off, yep, the reactor is going to start melting down. But this gives us the maximum amount of time to deal with the reactor, so... we just gently pull it back, and then we tether it to the barge, and that's victory. Easy peasy stuff. Couldn't be simpler, and it's worth a shitload of money. 4 million and change. Hell yeah. Alright, so, now we just collect these. Thanks, boss. Yeah, so Hal's an ass. He's just like, great, now we just gotta keep working on the time, which, sure, maybe, I guess. But now it becomes pretty simple.
Hey, Cutter. Want to see something special?
I do want to see something
Take a look
special.
at that rail gate.
I will look at the rail gate.
What a beauty. You know, no matter how many times I see that old railgate fire, it never ceases to amaze me. Could be you on there one day.
Aw. I feel so bad for Weaver. I mean, we're all going to be there one day, you know? Our bodies are going to break down one day, and we won't be able to do our dreams, which is part of the reason why I'm so friggin' focused on getting my book written and my channel worked on while I still physically can. Alright, so that's done. So now we need to just keep peeling the ship like an onion. So this ship is a higher class than what we have dealt with before. And part of that is that it's divided into two main pieces. There is some structure that is holding the pieces together, but for the most part, we're basically dealing with two different ships, or I should say two parts of the same ship, two independent parts of the same ship. So I like working on the parts independently. So basically this is a three-part job for us. The back, the structure linking the two, and then the front. The back will not take us very long. This is a fairly easy ship to work with. Sometimes they get a little wonky to try to separate the two parts, but this one's been pretty direct. Probably because it's just the training ship. And the other big thing that this ship has is the ECU itself. That is worth quite a bit, but they're usually pretty difficult to extract. Well, not difficult, just complex. They require a lot of steps to extract successfully. Let's not forget our door control. Boosh. Okay. So that heads to the processor. This heads to the barge. Like so. Alright, so still working on this. I'm sure there's a faster way to do this. And in fact, later on when my tethers get stronger and my my grapple is just generally stronger, I don't usually cut all of these. I can sometimes get away with just cutting half of these and then moving entire sections of the ship like the cap I mentioned before. So like here, I don't need to cut this point because this entire section is only 1,000 kilograms. The entire thing can be sent into the processor. So if you play this on your own, it's totally fine to take longer. I mean, the way the game is set up, you're never going to make a loss on the day unless you completely faff about. But it will become more efficient to make fewer cuts and just send bigger parts of the ship into the processor. But right now, my tethers aren't strong enough to guarantee that I'll be able to do that, so I'm not overly concerned about it. I don't mind making more cuts for now. So here, you see the ECU, and this thing's pretty buried in there. I mean, it's going to be hard to get out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut open one of these panels entirely and pull it out that way. So we'll first free the ECU. So now the ECU is loose. And now we're going to take this panel out. I have to be careful I don't overheat my cutter right now. And this is hurting my income a little bit. You can see in the top left corner that my income is very slightly hurt from this because I'm destroying actual panels here. But This is for the greater good. I'm going to take a risk. You should never cut inward like this because you don't know what you're cutting, but I'm going to do it anyway. There we go. So that frees this. So this panel can be sent to the furnace. But now we have access inside to the ECU. And we send that to the barge, and the computer terminal on it will be counted as well. We'll see how much... Oh yeah, that's worth $500,000 by itself, and that's not even counting the computer terminal. Waiting for the computer terminal to pop up. There it is. About 100,000. Not bad. Alright, so then the rest of this, all these door controls and everything, we're going to send those to the barge.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
And there we go. So now, this entire section... Ooh, almost missed one. If I hadn't opened my scanner, I wouldn't have realized I missed a door control here. Haha. Anyway, looks like there's nothing else in here. I believe this all is going to go to the furnace. Yep, this all goes to the furnace. Okay. So, to make this simple on myself... Oxygen levels are low. Oh, no. If only someone had told me in the comments. Alright. So, we're gonna just cut this free. Real quick. There we go. So, now this entire back section... can be sent to the furnace, and we will go get ourselves some more oxygen. And then that's the main part of the ship done. The most dangerous part, anyway. I mean, we've still got a few days of work ahead of us, depending on how detailed we want to be. Good on everything else. Okay, yeah, the door was destroyed. That was only 2,000. That was nothing. I mean, we've gotten almost half of the entire ship's value now. So we're good. Alright, so this is a massive screw-you fuel tank. And if you're dealing with a massive screw-you fuel tank, the first thing you should do is flush it. Like that. And now, the pipes, at least, no longer have fuel. However, this thing still does. So the last thing you want to do is cut it. But you can very carefully cut the pipes. And I do mean very carefully. This is where you definitely want to know what is behind what you're cutting. There we go. Alright, so now the pipes are... Oh, the pipes are still attached somewhere. Oh, yeah, they are. Okay, well, hold on a minute. You always want to flush the fuel before you start cutting, because if you don't flush the fuel, then you start a fire, which quickly turns into an explosion, which means you lose a lot of money and possibly your face when you are too close to the explosion. So we're going to very quietly and very accurately cut the cut points. These nacelles are worth a lot of money, too. 200,000 each, and there's 4 on this ship. There's 2 that are free. And... boop, 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 boop. I'm going to be talking a little less now that all the intros are done, since I'm not feeling well. It's kind of like one of those late night streams. The late night streams worked really well. You all had a pretty good response to that, which makes me happy. Who knew that people actually like Let's Plays where you're kind of quiet?
Cutter, if you're fixing to dot the I's and cross the T's, you got about 5 minutes to do it. Weaver out.
As an entertainer, though, I have become increasingly aware of how you cannot please everybody. Because, my God, I have gotten complaints I talk too much. I've gotten complaints I don't talk enough. I've gotten complaints I don't do enough no commentaries. I've gotten complaints that they don't watch the no commentaries because they want to hear my voice. I've gotten complaints about Facecam. I've gotten complaints about not using Facecam. So I have really come to the point where I'm going to do the show my way, and hopefully those of you who are watching like it. I mean, I will never not take suggestions here and there, but, you know, there's a point. You've just got to stay true to your vision and accept that not everyone is going to like you. One thing I had heard is there was a study done, and that means nothing because I have no source or idea how they did the study, but they said the average age of people who stop caring what other people think is 40, and I heard that on like a news agency thing, a news report, and the news people thought that was shockingly high. But I contend that if you are in entertainment, or just on camera in general, even if it's the news, you probably have the personality where you do care less about what people think about you. And unfortunately, it's taken me a minute to get there. Okay, so here's an example of making sure you know what to cut, or what's behind where you're cutting. Because if I cut the thing like this, I would set fire to the fuel canister, and that wouldn't be good for anybody. So instead, we're going to angle ourselves so when I finish cutting the cut point, what I'm then cutting is the metal behind it. See, and if I kept going, I would just destroy that. I would just destroy the structural beam, and that's fine. So we need to very carefully get that one. And my cutter is in serious trouble. Okay, so that should free the fuel tank. Yes, so we're going to pull the fuel tank gently out. Come on, baby. Come on out. Oh, are you caught? Oh, you're caught. Alright, that's fine. It's fine, we'll cut this beam out of there. I can't cut that beam out of there. Okay, but I can move this crap. Hold on a second. This goes to the furnace. Boosh. This whole thing goes to the furnace. I'm going to have to kind of maneuver it out. There we go. Alright, and now I can pull the fuel canister out this way and tether it to the barge. Alright, and then this chunk goes to the processor. It's already leaning this way, so I may as well send it that way.
Salvage accepted.
That's 1 minute left on the clock, Cutter. 1 minute left.
And I guess I should probably tether it twice for control. Okay, and then these pipes all go to the processor. These pipes are much heavier than they appear. That's the other thing with the game. You kind of have to get used to how much things weigh, because these fuel pipes are much heavier than they look. These fuel pipes are heavier than the ECU was. So we're just gonna tether those. It's okay that we've got low oxygen. We only have 18 seconds left in the shift. We'll be teleported. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I don't know if that tether's gonna count, but that's fine. $10 million from one shift. Oh, if only every shift was that good. Of course, a lot of that was the extra time I got due to the training, but Hey, that's 10 million more off of my $1.1 billion debt now. What is my debt up to? I have to take a look after the loading screen. And these ads. And we're back. Okay, how are we doing?
Hello, Shipbreaker 9346.
1.169 billion.
Would like to share the following inspirational message.
Well, I chipped a little bit off of it, I guess.
While other people get up every morning and make it happen.
There's something to that. Oh, ship doctor. Oh, we got some wires. We can place the wires on the ship doctor. Done. We still need a circuit, but like I said when we got that, I'm really not that concerned about building up Beulah until we get to the end game, because you'll see. It doesn't matter if we build up Beulah too early. We can't finish her until much later. Ah, more strength. Excellent. More strength in the grapple. And I believe with 9 points, we don't have much of anything else. No. But our next rank will give us the demo charges, and I'm going to save up for that. It's going to cost 120 license points. Alright, well, I guess I can't buy anything else then until I get that. Damn. Alright, so the nice thing here is we can continue working on the ship or scrap it. But I don't like scrapping ships unless, you know, I've completely screwed everything up. Oh good, the tether did count. Yeah, that fuel pipe's on its way. Perfect. Alright, so let's get back to this. Look at how little of the ship is left, man. I mean... Oh yeah, my cap. My butt cap. Let's send that to the processor. Actually, let's send it here so it's kind of lined up properly. I think that's the only... Oh, no, there... Wow, I didn't even see this thing. This is why the scanner is so helpful. Now, this I can send right into the furnace. Did I? Oh, jeez. That's what I get for not double checking. Alright, you go to the furnace. Okay. And now that I've moved the cap enough that I have an angle, we're going to cancel the tethers and then move this to the processor like so. There we go. Fire and forget. Okay, so next, this goes to the processor. This is also massive. It's 3,000 kilograms, but it's very tiny compared to the pipes and the ECU and that kind of thing. So that needs to be moved by tether. So that takes care of that. So now we can work on this like a normal ship. So we have 2 airlocks. The cockpit is pressurized. The central compartment is pressurized.
Processing valuable deposit.
But the back is not. Alright, let's figure this out. Hopefully there is an atmosphere regulator in there. Luckily, in the last episode, we bought the cartridge, or upgrade, whatever you want to call it, that gives us oxygen back if we're in a pressurized environment. It's a slow trickle, and I think maybe at this level it doesn't even work at all. It just stops the oxygen from being depleted, but that's good enough. That's good enough for now. Aw, float in there. Aw, you got it, buddy. That's what I plan to do. Alright. So is that the cockpit? That is the cockpit. Okay, can I depressurize this area I'm currently in? I cannot. Okay, well, into the cockpit we go. Hopefully we can depressurize this safely. Is there a... There is an atmosphere atmosphere regulator in here, so we seal it off.
Airlock depressurizing.
And then we suck out the atmosphere.
Air pressure level decreasing.
And now we can cut out. Grab this beer poster. Okay. The posters you find can be sent to the barge, but they basically aren't worth anything, so they're really only for you to keep in your hab. And getting multiples of the same kind don't change anything, but it's faster for me to just grab them and be done with it than try to remember what I have and have not collected. Okay, so ow.
Valuable object accepted for processing.
Okay. So now we just pull the airlock console off, huck it and bin it.
Salvage secured.
Grab the computer terminal, huck and bin. Wait, what was I doing? Oh, grab it and huck it. That's it. Come here, bunny. I have a bunny. I have a road trip friend. Grab it and huck it. And grab it and huck it.
Credits awarded.
And grab it and huck it. Is there anything else in here? Yes, the atmosphere regulator and 2 computer terminals. Grab it and huck it. Grab it and huck it.
Registered. Account credited.
And grab it and huck it. Okay, anything else in here? Nothing but a beer bottle, which we can't do anything with. Okay, so that's successfully done. This entire glass and titanium structure needs to go into the furnace. And then the cockpit part just needs to go into the processor like so. And there we go. So that section is done. So now we're going to try to finish depressurizing the rest of the ship. So we're going to use this airlock like so.
Airlock depressurizing.
I have plenty of oxygen left for this maneuver, but I will need oxygen again before we're done. Pressurizing the airlock. And boop. Okay, so now I need to make damn sure there's no atmosphere regulator around here. Oh, there is. Oh, there's one in this room. Oh, gosh. Had I known. This is easy, then. We just depressurize, and now the entire ship should be depressurized. Yeah, the entire ship is depressurized now. Okay, that's all we needed to do, then. Yeah, and all the doors are open. Fantastic. Okay, so our last act... I mean, not really our last act, but the last prep work we need to do is to just cut a hole and then work outward like we do. Just double checking to make sure there's nothing else of value around here. I see the purple power cell, but I believe that is it. We have the double airlock there. Yeah, otherwise it's just, we're just in the shell of the ship. Okay, so let's cut our way to freedom. 7.5 minutes remain. I will need more oxygen. I guess while I get that, I should get more fuel as well. There we go. Now we are free. And is there anything of value on this panel? There is not. The whole thing just goes to the processor. Now we have pretty much free roam of the entire ship. So let's get some of the external stuff off, like the antenna. And then these heavy cargo things, these cargo shipping crates. My cheaty way to do that is to just tether it, and then the tether eventually pulls the crate off of it, and then you don't have to worry about anything else. The downside to doing that is if there's not much left of the ship, or if the crates are up top like this, it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass to get them loose. But
Salvage secured.
I think
Credit deposited.
we've got it. There we go.
Salvage
All right, before I finish up the job, I'm going to go grab more fuel and oxygen. Oh, and I'm down to 2 tethers. Let's just grab it all.
salvage accepted. Credit applied.
All right. So the rest of this should be easy. I hope I'll be done in 5 minutes, but I probably won't be. I think this is going to be another one where it's going to take me like a very tiny amount of another shift to finish, unfortunately. So, all right, we grab it and huck it.
Salvage deposit secured. Credits awarded.
Alright. This is your 5-minute warning, Cutter. 5 minutes left. Be ready.
Thank you, Weaver. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get done in 5 minutes. I'd like to. I'd like to be done in 5 minutes, but... And again, I think if I had more optimal cuts here, I probably could be done in 5 minutes. But... since I'm kind of moving a little quickly and I don't have my absolute best tools that I could have, I don't think 5 minutes is reasonable. Not without rushing and possibly making some critical mistakes. Oh, there's still another...
Salvage
There must still be another power cell somewhere because those lights did not turn
for processing.
red. So it's still being powered somewhere. What is this? I don't know what that is. I just bonked into it, whatever it was. Okay. Think this... Oh, that entire panel is loose. Oh, okay. Is this loose? Yes, it is. Send it all. Alright.
Object processed. Transferring credit.
Yeah, with all these airlocks, there's no way I'll be done in 3.5 minutes, but I'll be very close. I'm kind of rushing here, too. I'm not checking what's behind my cutter. And that is a good way to make a mistake, but we've got all of the really explosive stuff off the ship, so I don't think there's any more risk here.
Credits deposited.
Looking at the goals, it's kind of strange that goal 4 and goal 5 are so close together. But it's fine for us. Oh.
Salvage deposited. Applying credit to account. Deposit accepted for processing.
Oops. Oh well. That ladder is going off into space, never to be seen again. Alright, let's see, what else we got here? Let's get this panel out of here. And... oh, there's the other power cell. I mean, it doesn't matter. The power cells I mean, once you have all the doors open and everything kind of taken care of, you don't need to worry about the power cells anymore anyway. There we go. I accidentally tethered one panel to another, but that'll work out. And whoosh! Yeah, see, now the lights are red, so the entire ship is unpowered. All of the different door controls and things aren't going to work anymore, but that's fine. We don't need anything else. But if I can finish getting all of this external shell out of the ship, or off of the ship, it'll make the rest of the job that much easier. Okay. See, usually, or at least in my first run, at this point I would just say fuck it and go to the hab. But for this run, I'm going to do as much as I can every day. Like, I don't want to call my shift 2 minutes early. Unless it would trap me inside or something like that. Oh god, stop. There's still, let's say there was still an attachment point somewhere. Okay. Yeah, the rest of this is not going to take very long.
Good morning, Shipbreaker. Your theta wave levels are high. Please administer 2 caffeine pods before starting your shift.
I'm actually working on that right now, Hab. Alright, 2 new posters. I get access to that ship. 5 million? Not great. There's also the amount of money that's left on this ship that... Oh, God.
I got something you'll all like.
Oh, are you leaving already?
I went ahead and got you all clearance to use something that'll make you 10 times more efficient. Easy. 20 times. You ready? Demolition charges. Spark free. These'll cut through damn near anything.
Wait. Spark-free demo charges?
That sounds pretty cool, Mr. Rhodes. Thank you.
No way. Not a chance. Damn things aren't new. Hell, I've been vaporized by those stupid things plenty of times.
Curazon, you're...
Spark-free. Things spark so much you could put one on a birthday.
Curazon! That's it! Come on now, Hal. I'm revoking your privileges for external communications.
You... what?
Yeah. No comms outside the station network. No more calls to Mars. All of you need to understand something. I represent the company, and you show me respect. Got it?
Hal, let's you and I sit down and talk about this.
That's all for now. Best get to work.
Yep. The manager who was like that in Walmart for me, her name was Tony. And Tony, I'm not changing her name. That is her name. I highly doubt she'd ever watch my stuff. And even if she did, I would tell it to her face. She was an awful manager because she was a good employee. She was actually one of my favorite employees to work with because she knew her stuff. And she tried hard. She did well with the work. But as soon as she got the word manager on her badge, all of a sudden, you damn well better show her respect, or she'll rip into you and take away your privileges and force you to take shorter breaks and never have a nice word to say about you, especially if you stood up to her. It's petty people who think that just because they are a manager of something, they think they own you because they have the slightest amount of power. And those people are usually so power hungry, so desperate with their tiny little pathetic lives that don't mean anything, that they try to take it out on anybody they can. The tiniest bit of power is what will turn them, because they don't have anything else in their lives. Or they feel so powerless that they cling to it like a security blanket once they have something. So I didn't know how to handle her back then. I was very nervous about standing up for myself, and certainly about standing up for myself the right way, because there is a right way and a wrong way to stand up for yourself. Things would be different now. Yeah. So, I know people like Hal. I have dealt with people like Hal. People like Hal are not my favorite people. And to be perfectly honest, we all have a little bit of that. I mean, being a manager, being in charge of anything, you do have to be a little bit of a bad guy sometimes. You can't be everybody's friend all the time. Sometimes you are going to butt heads. It's part of being a boss. I mean, even for the YouTube channel, I have had arguments with my mods. I've had arguments with viewers. And that's okay, because if they are a true viewer, if you're all... I hate using this phrase because it's bullshit, but if you're all pulling in the same direction, if you're all trying to achieve the same goal, then those arguments are usually because both of you want what's best for, in my case, the channel. Anytime I've argued with the mods, they are trying to act in my best interest. But sometimes disagreements will happen, and that's okay, provided that everyone involved is mature enough to, either reach a compromise or reach some finality to it and then let it go and then move on. But not everybody is capable of that. And when you get into, say, a retail environment like Walmart, you have so many people that are in there that the chance of you running into assholes, or at least immature people, is extremely high. So the best thing you can do if you find yourself in a job like that is to, as trite as it is to say, to do your best to, rise above it, be the bigger person, and try to work with what you have to work with, which does not mean submitting, and it does sometimes mean fighting, but there's a big difference between fighting the right way and slashing someone's car tires. So, all you can do is your best when you're in that kind of situation. I did the best I could at the time when I was in Walmart, but I definitely could have done better by today's standards, but that's fine. I'm not beating myself up over it. There we go. There's salvage goal 5. So now... Whoa. I don't know why that exploded so violently from the wall. So these are going to be difficult to get out. So rather than try, right now I'm just going to loosen them. And then we're going to cut a hole in the floor and take them out that way. So I'm going to see if I can just cut the panel out as is. Yes, that would be the easiest way. Alright, so we make a cut here. Make a cut here. I don't think I need to cut here. I don't think the corner is considered an attachment point. So then we make a cut here. I believe the corner used to be considered an attachment point, and then they patched that out. And cut here, and then that entire panel should be free. Yes, excellent. So we're going to send this entire panel into the furnace. And now we can grab and huck each of these computer terminals very easily. Grab and huck. Grab and huck. Whoop. 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 Grab and huck. Grab and huck. Grab and huck. Okay. So now I believe that's everything. Let me do a little quick check here. There's a personal terminal I missed. Grab and huck. And another personal terminal. Grab and huck. I believe that is everything. We'll do one last check on the object scanner. There's something down there I missed, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, we're good to go. So we're just going to grab the whole thing and huck it into the furnace. And I guess I could move some of these little things, but it doesn't really matter. Where was that thing? Oh, is that an airlock? Oh, the airlock is important. So yeah, that definitely needs to be put in the barge.
Salvage secured.
There we go. And that should be it. Yep. Pretty close to 100% finished. I know there was that ladder I sent off into space, and I mean, I don't know what else is here. Doesn't look like there's anything. Oh, something's going on down there. No, those are all in the barge, so that's fine. All right, well, we're done. That was a good ship, and we are just under an hour, according to my production timer. Okay, didn't even need to buy any oxygen that time. Nice early shift. And that should do it. 3 million, yeah, not bad. I don't know if necessarily, like, for time efficiency, I probably could have just scrapped the ship and then moved on. But hey, I got more license points because we weren't at goal level 5 at that point. Okay, so that's going to do it for today. Another job well done. And we are to the point where it's one ship per episode, which kind of sucks, but, you know. Oh, wait a minute. We have a message.
Hello, Shipbreaker. You have one incoming transmission waiting.
Hey folks, this is a private channel. Deedee, you alright?
No, I'm not. Taking away my comm privileges? Family's probably worried as hell about me now.
I'm working on that, Deedee. I'll get your comms back.
Wait, whoa. Is he actually allowed to do that?
He is. Didn't think he would. But he is.
Does he outrank you?
It's complicated, Lou.
Still think he'll be gone in a week, Deedee?
If he isn't, I'm gonna float over there and kick him straight out of the airlock.
Nice. If I get my hands on him, ooh.
All right, hold up now. Let's not get all fire and brimstone. We can still sort this out. Now, why don't we all just call it a day? Get some shut-eye, and we'll hit this up tomorrow, all right? Weaver out.
I don't think cooler heads are going to prevail against a man like Hal Rhodes, Weaver, but, I guess it can't hurt to try.
346-52.
Any message? Nope. Okay. So we'll get started here next time, and hopefully hell stays out of our way. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you again soon. Almost said tomorrow. It's not going to be tomorrow. Soon. For another episode.